You ever notice how quiet it gets right before everything falls apart? Not the kind of quiet where everything's calm. No, the kind of quiet that aches, like the world's holding its breath, waiting for you to finally listen, not to the noise outside, not the chaos, not the clowns performing their little routines, but to that one sound you keep running from. That voice, that whisper, the one that's been there all along, buried under your distractions and doubts, tapping at your mind like a drip from a leaking faucet. Not loud, not demanding, just steady, consistent, real. It's always there, you know. That whisper, that low little thing in the back of your mind, doesn't scream, doesn't bang on the walls, it just waits, keeps repeating itself over and over while you keep pretending you don't hear it. Funny how people think they're deaf to destiny. It's not that they can't hear it, it's that they've gotten really good at pretending it's not speaking. Like maybe if they ignore it long enough, it'll just give up, quiet down, leave them be. But it doesn't. Oh no. That whisper doesn't care how fast you run or how loud your life gets. You ever try to drown a whisper? Good luck. You can crank the music, lose yourself in crowds, fill your day with every distraction under the sun. You can scroll and swipe and laugh at nothing just to avoid hearing something. But when the world goes quiet, when the lights dim and you're left alone with your thoughts, it's right there again. Not angry, not desperate, just waiting. That's the scary part. It doesn't leave. It's patient. More patient than you, because that whisper knows something you don't want to admit. You were meant for something, and that scares the hell out of you. Because if you were meant for something, now you've got responsibility. Now you can't keep playing dumb. Now that whisper becomes a mirror. And who likes what they see in the mirror, really? So, instead of facing it, you call it crazy. Call it delusion. You tell yourself it's just a thought, when deep down you know it's more than that. It's a calling. It's a truth. It's a signal from somewhere you stopped believing in. Somewhere that still believes in you. That's why it never yells. See, yelling can be ignored, but a whisper, it slips through the cracks. It sneaks into the quiet parts of you. It hums in the background beneath all your noise and nonsense. It knows how to bide its time. It knows one day, you'll be too tired to keep running, too broken to keep pretending, and in that moment it'll be the only voice left, and when it speaks then, it won't be saying something new. No, it'll just be reminding you of what you already knew. But people like their distractions. They're cozy, easy, safe. Why chase purpose when you can chase comfort, right? Why answer the call when you can silence the phone and blame the signal? The world taught you that ambition without a guarantee is insanity. But that whisper, it's the kind of crazy that makes you real. It's not here to keep you safe. It's here to pull you out of the lie, out of the loop, out of the life you built to keep yourself small and quiet and unbothered. Because deep down, you weren't built to cope. You were built to cause a scene. It doesn't matter if you ignore it for a day, a year, a decade, it'll still be there, right behind your excuses, right underneath your I'm fine, right inside those restless nights where your mind won't shut up and and you don't know why. That's it talking. That's it reminding you, hey, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. You can keep pretending, but I'm not playing along. And you hate it for that, don't you? Because you can't beat it. You can't bury it, no matter how polished your performance gets, how well you fake the smile and rehearse the lines. It knows the truth. It knows what you're afraid of. It knows how close you are to breaking. It knows what you dream about when no one's watching. It knows what sets your soul on fire and what turns your stomach to knots. It knows you better than you want to admit. And it doesn't care how successful you look or how normal you sound. It only cares that you haven't answered yet, that you're still hiding, still hoping maybe the whisper will change its mind. But it doesn't. It's stubborn like that, relentless, quiet, yes, but quiet like a bomb before it goes off. And ooh, when it goes off, everything changes. But most people, they never let it. They'd rather live in the almost, the maybe, the one day. They'd rather stay in their little cage and decorate it with motivational quotes they don't even believe. All while the whisper watches, waiting, wondering how long it'll take for them to realize the door's been open the whole time. That all they ever had to do was stop running and listen. Fear. The greatest act ever performed, the most elaborate show with the best special effects designed just for you. Isn't it fascinating how it convinces you that you're too small to make a difference, too weak to change anything? How it wraps its arms around your heart and squeezes until you can barely breathe. How it turns your dreams into nightmares and your passions into impossible fantasies. Fear is a magician, pulling tricks right in front of your eyes. And the biggest trick it plays is making you believe you're the one who's powerless. It's not the world that's blocking you, not the system, not society. No, it's you. You've been tricked into believing that fear is your master. You've been convinced that you're nothing without it. People love to talk about courage. They make it sound like some shiny thing you find in a treasure chest or a reward you get for doing something heroic. But here's the thing about courage. It's not a medal. It's not some mythical trait you're born with or given by fate. No, courage is simply the decision to take action in the face of fear. It's not a shield, it's a weapon. And the moment you decide to use it is the moment fear loses its grip on you. But no one tells you that, do they? Instead, they tell you to run, hide, play it safe. They tell you to wait for the right moment, for the perfect time, when everything lines up, when all the stars are in place and the world gives you its blessing. But that's a joke. The world isn't going to hand you permission. It's not going to say, oh, now it's okay, go ahead, take the plunge. Nope, it's not that easy. In fact, the world's gonna laugh at you. It's gonna make you question every step. It's going to whisper, who do you think you are, every time you try to rise? And that's when fear steps in. It knows its game. It knows how to make you second guess yourself, make you doubt your worth, make you believe you're not enough. It wears 1,000 different faces, doesn't it? It's the voice that says, what if you fail? The one that tells you people will laugh at you. The one that says you'll never be good enough. It takes everything you've ever been told about yourself, every doubt, every insecurity, and magnifies it until you can't even recognize yourself anymore. And the worst part, you listen. You let it control you. You let it tell you who you are. You let it convince you that you're small, insignificant, and incapable of anything greater. It's brilliant, really, because as long as you stay locked in that fear, it wins. And it doesn't even need to do anything. All it has to do is make sure you never take the first step, because once you do, the whole illusion falls apart. Once you step out of that shadow, you realize the truth. That fear was never the boss. You were, but by then you've wasted so much time, haven't you? You've wasted time listening to the lies, convincing yourself that you're not enough. You've wasted time hiding behind maybe later. I'll try tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. And while you've been playing it safe, while you've been waiting for that perfect moment, the world has been moving. Opportunities slip through your fingers like sand, moments lost forever. Because you were waiting for permission that was never coming. That's what fear does to you. It makes you wait. And waiting, that's the real killer. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a reason people love fear. It's comfortable, it's predictable, it's a warm, soft blanket that wraps around you and keeps you from getting hurt. But you know what? Comfort is the biggest lie you'll ever tell yourself. You weren't made to sit in the same place, repeating the same mistakes, chasing the same things that never give you what you really need. You weren't made to live in fear. No, you were made to take action, to face the storm, laugh in its face, and come out stronger on the other side. Here's the thing about fear. It only has power if you give it power. If you keep hiding, it keeps winning. If you keep doubting, it keeps ruling your life. But if you stand up, if you walk straight into it, daring it to do its worst, that's when it crumbles. That's when it shrinks down into the pitiful thing it always was. And that's when you realize the truth. You've always been in control. But let's be real for a second. Facing your fear doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel safe. But that's the point. The moment you stop listening to fear, the moment you stop letting it dictate your every move, is the moment you take back your life. It's the moment you stop being a spectator in your own story and become the damn hero. So, the next time fear shows up at your door, don't back down, don't run, don't make excuses, don't wait for the perfect moment. The only moment that matters is now. The only permission you need is your own. Because once you stop letting fear call the shots, the whole world opens up to you. And suddenly, you're not waiting for anything anymore. You're making it happen. You ever notice how people are always waiting for the perfect moment? They sit around like they're expecting the universe to just hand them a golden ticket, like it's going to say, okay, now's your time, step up and take it. But here's the kicker. There is no perfect moment. Never was, never will be. It's all just a fantasy we tell ourselves to justify why we're stuck. We tell ourselves, once this happens, then I'll go for it. Once I have everything figured out, then I'll take the leap. But you know what? You're lying to yourself. And the worst part is, you know it. Deep down, you know the truth. But fear doesn't want you to know that. It wants you to keep believing in that fairy tale, in that perfect moment that's always just out of reach. See, the truth is that perfect moment doesn't exist. Life doesn't work like that. If you're waiting for everything to line up, to get all your ducks in a row, you're going to be waiting forever. You're going to sit in the stands of your own life, watching everyone else take action while you keep making excuses. You know what the problem is with all those one-day plans? They're a distraction. They're a trap. They keep you from ever doing what you were meant to do. Because as long as you're waiting for the perfect moment, you're never taking the steps toward actually making anything happen. You're just standing there, staring at the horizon, wishing it would come to you, while time just passes by. And time doesn't care. It doesn't wait for you to figure things out. It doesn't sit around with its arms folded, tapping its foot, giving you time to catch up. No, time's moving, always. It's moving whether you're ready or not. And if you waste it, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment to come knocking on your door, you'll look up one day and realize it's gone. It's slipped away without you even noticing. You missed it because you were too busy dreaming about when it would be right. But here's the thing, life's not about waiting for the right time. It's about making the time right. The moment you stop waiting for the world to tell you it's okay, you step into your own power. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for everything to fall into place. Instead, you start making the moves, taking the risks, moving forward even when you don't have all the answers. And guess what? That's when things start to change. That's when the doors open. That's when the magic happens. People love to tell you that there's a plan, that everything has to be set in stone before you take that step. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes the plan is just to take the step. There's no grand blueprint for success waiting to be unfolded. There's no magical guide that's going to tell you how to do it all perfectly. No. What happens is you try, you fail, you learn, you try again. And the more you do it, the more the path begins to reveal itself. The more you trust yourself, the more you realize you don't need the perfect moment because you're making your own. Now I know, you're thinking, but I'm not ready yet, I'm not prepared, I need more time to think. And here's the problem with that. While you're busy thinking, someone else is out there doing. While you're busy perfecting your little plans, someone else is out there taking action and getting closer to their goals. Because here's the thing, folks, action beats perfection every single time. You can plan all day long, you can rehearse every line, you can prepare until you're blue in the face, but until you get up and do something, you're just spinning your wheels. You're stuck in the same place. The world's passing you by. It's time to stop sitting around waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances, the perfect timing. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your turn. It's your turn. Right now, you can make it happen. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to start. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it's never going to come. It's always going to be a little messy. It's always going to be a little chaotic, but that's where the magic is. That's where the growth happens. That's when the real adventure begins. You don't get to sit in the crowd forever. At some point, you have to take the stage. At some point, you have to stop waiting for the world to tell you you're ready and start believing that you are. And when you do, when you take that step, when you stop waiting and start acting, that's when everything shifts. That's when the universe takes notice. That's when things fall into place, not because they were always meant to, but because you decided to make them fall into place. Oh, I love this one. Everyone's always talking about the big dream, the grand purpose, the end goal. They sit around and talk about it like it's something magical, something they'll eventually stumble upon, like it's going to drop from the sky in a pretty little box wrapped in a bow. But the truth, the real truth is much messier, much more uncomfortable. See, people think they're supposed to find their purpose. They think it's this shiny thing, this big revelation that's going to make all the puzzle pieces of their life snap together. But here's the truth. Your purpose is not something you find. It's something you create. Everyone's running around looking for some kind of sign, some indication that they're on the right path, waiting for the stars to align, for the universe to hand them a little clue, a golden ticket, a divine blueprint on how to live. It's like they're hoping they'll wake up one day and bam, everything will make sense, everything will click. They'll suddenly know exactly what they're meant to do. They'll feel fulfilled, like they've found the magic formula. But let me tell you something, life doesn't work like that. It's not a mystery to be solved, it's a game to be played. And the problem with this whole search for purpose is that it paralyzes you. It keeps you sitting in one spot, waiting for something that will never come. You keep thinking that one day you'll wake up and just know, but you don't. You don't just know. You have to do. You have to try things. You have to make mistakes. You have to get your hands dirty and figure it out as you go. And that's the part nobody wants to hear, right? Because mistakes, they're messy. They're uncomfortable. They make you feel like you've failed. They make you feel like you're off track. But here's the thing, failure isn't failure unless you give up. And if you keep going, if you keep pushing through all the mistakes, you're not failing, you're learning. See, there's no straight line to purpose. It's more like a winding road, full of twists and turns, full of dead ends, full of moments where you think, this is it, this is where I'm supposed to be. And then you're faced with another choice, another fork in the road, and maybe, just maybe, it's the wrong choice. Maybe you find yourself somewhere you didn't expect to be, somewhere you didn't plan on going. But you know what? That's exactly where you need to be. Because every wrong turn is part of the path. Every wrong move brings you one step closer to understanding. Every moment where you think you failed is just another opportunity to learn, to grow, to recalibrate. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just about finding your purpose either. It's about the doing. It's about showing up every day even when you don't feel like it, even when you're scared, even when the world makes you feel like you're a tiny speck on the map. Because here's the thing, your purpose isn't some destination. It's the act of becoming. It's the process. It's the things you do every day that lead you closer to who you're meant to be, even if you don't know exactly what that looks like yet. People like to think that purpose is something they can hold in their hands, something they can achieve or accomplish. But it's not. It's not something you can finish like a task or a project. No, it's more like a journey, a never-ending climb. And when you start to understand that, when you start to realize that the purpose isn't a destination, it's the struggle, it changes everything. It frees you. It stops you from sitting around waiting for some magical moment to happen. It makes you realize that every step you take, even the ones that feel like failures, are moving you closer to something real, something that actually matters. And here's the kicker. Most people are never going to get it. They'll keep sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment, hoping someone will hand them a map, tell them exactly what to do. But not you, not if you can see it, not if you understand that the purpose is right here, right now, in what you're doing, in the steps you're taking. It's not about having all the answers. It's about trusting that the path is there, even when you can't see it. It's about embracing the chaos, the uncertainty, the mess, and realizing that's where the magic happens. So stop waiting, stop looking for signs, stop hoping for a perfect plan to fall into your lap. The real secret to purpose is this: you create it. You build it with your actions, your choices, your will to keep going. It's not something you find, it's something you make. And when you start doing that, when you start taking those steps, when you stop waiting for permission and just go for it, that's when it all starts to come together. You start to see the big picture. You start to realize that you've been on the right path all along. Because the truth is, purpose doesn't come from what you achieve. It comes from who you become while you're doing it. You know, people love to talk about dreams. They talk about them like they're these delicate little things, something that should be tucked away carefully and held close. People say, follow your dreams, chase them, make them your reality. But let's be real. Dreams aren't these soft, sweet things. No, they're more like wild animals. They're unpredictable. They're dangerous. They'll claw their way into your life and tear things apart if you don't have the guts to handle them. You can't just sit there and hope they'll come to you. You have to chase them. You have to hunt them down. And you have to be ready for the fact that it's going to hurt. It's going to break you. People love to romanticize dreams. They love to think it's all about the end result, the shiny car, the fame, the money, the house. But let me tell you something, that's not the dream. That's the reward. The real dream is in the blood and sweat, the sleepless nights, the moments when you're sitting there, alone, feeling like you're drowning. The real dream is in the struggle, the fight, the mess that nobody wants to talk about. Because let's face it, nobody tells you that part of the story, do they? They talk about the victory, they talk about the success, but they don't talk about the grind. They don't talk about how you have to sacrifice everything. Your time, your peace, your sanity. The price you pay for chasing that dream is steep. And if you're not willing to pay it, don't bother dreaming. And here's the truth about dreams. Most people never even try. They get distracted. They get comfortable. They let the world around them tell them that their dreams are too big, too unrealistic. They listen to the voices that tell them, you can't do it. You'll never make it. And so they settle. They settle for the mediocre, they settle for the comfortable, and they tell themselves, it's okay. It's enough. But you know what? It's not enough. It's not enough to live a life of mediocrity. It's not enough to let fear decide your fate. If you want to make your dreams real, you have to fight for them. You have to make the decision that no matter what, You're going to keep going even when the world tells you to stop. Now, let's talk about failure. People are terrified of it. They see failure as the end. They see it as a wall they can't break through. They're so scared of failing that they'd rather never try at all. But let me ask you this. What's worse? Failing or never even trying? What's worse? Looking back and realizing you never even gave it a shot? Because let me tell you something, failure isn't the end. It's not the final chapter, it's just another page in the story. It's a step. It's a lesson. It's the only way you learn. You don't learn from success. You learn from the times you fall flat on your face and pick yourself up. You don't learn from the easy victories. You learn from the struggle. And if you're not willing to fail, if you're not willing to lose, then you're never going to win.